So what we want to practice and what we want to cultivate is strengthening and activating your luminous field, your energy field, to be able to transform those energies that arrive to you more effortlessly, and even when you don't feel that you're able to, because there will be times that you're not able to. And in those times, there's a couple of things that need to happen. One is that you become so consciously aware of your energy body and how you are allowing and transforming the energy that's arriving to you, and setting the program that happens on your behalf. Because when you're feeling low, it's the last thing that you're going to feel like doing is being strong. You won't, right? You don't, because you feel taken out. Your guardians, this is the whole purpose of the Messa. The whole purpose of us, going through and deepening all of these connections with and continuing to develop our relationship with our sacred guardians, is so that when you can't, they will. They're there for you. The earth, your apus especially, right? So it's remembering to call on those beings. And perhaps one of the most important things is to remind yourself that you are a crystal. Your blood, your bones, your DNA, the carbon is all stardust. You have the same composition as a crystal. And this is one of the reasons that we take on so much stuff, because in our true nature, we know we can. It's like the crystals that we work with, right? They don't push heavy energy away. They don't go, oh, no, thank you. I don't want that negativity. Thank you very much. A crystal, because it knows its true nature, knows that in a millisecond, as soon as heavy energy touches the surface of a crystal, it is instantly transformed into the highest frequencies of light. And not only that, it then refracts out from the crystal and touches everything and everyone around it and transforms them as well. So the crystal is always in service. It welcomes all of the energies, what we call good, what we call bad. It says bring it on to all of them, because it knows it's a master of transformation. And that's how you have to know yourself too. So the energies can only take us out when we are unconscious of them. And we lose that consciousness in that original splat. And what we don't realize is that from that moment of when we take that first breath, when we come out of the birth canal, in that moment, we straight away start to take on the processes of those closest to us. Why? Because it's part of our service. We're crystals. Part of the reason we came was, I'm going to go and help. I'm going to go and help transform this stuff for those. And before we came down, it was like all bells and whistles. We knew we were doing it. We were like, this is easy. I do this with my eyes closed. It's just 2 a.m. But then you get down there and you're like, oh my God, too much, stop the ride, because you forget. But like I said, the forgetting is a part of the game. And you always knew that you would get to a point where you remember. And that's where you are now. So it's becoming super conscious about what you're taking in and what you're giving out. It's becoming super conscious that high frequency Sami energy is available to you everywhere. It comes in from the trees. It comes in from the sky, from the sun. It comes in from the mountains. It comes in from children, especially. Babies are the highest frequency. They've got the Sami that comes up. It's impossible to be in front of a giggling baby and not feel awesome, isn't it? Puppies, animals. That's why animals are such a blessing in our lives, because they help to regulate our nervous system, and they are total high frequency beings. Like, they just emanate Sami energy. So it's okay for us to, like hummingbirds, receive the nectar of that high frequency energy when we need it. Not to say that we're not talking about bypassing our shadow work and not paying attention to what arises within us. Of course, we do that. And that's a whole other conversation. We've done a lot on Feel to Heal and moving through that, and there's going to be even more of that. But even in those shadow work states, we can still be in our highest frequency. because we know we've got our guardians, we know we've got the energies, we know that we're the crystal, we know, like, when you're feeling going through something really big and you're transforming something really big, it might sound like a cliche, it might sound super simple, but go outside and put your feet on the earth. It's just that. Pachamama is the highest frequency energy. She will help you to regulate your nervous system so that it makes it easier for you to go through the process, the shadow work, whatever it is that you're working with in the time. It's not to say we're avoiding anything, but why wouldn't you support yourself to go through it? Right? Because this is where we get afraid of our shadow work and afraid of going into our feelings because we feel like we're going to get lost and swallowed up in it. But if we can just be like, well, I'm just in, everything's passing through, it's coming in and it's going out. And just like I feel shit now, tomorrow I'm going to feel great and then I'm going to feel shit again. And that's how it goes. We don't have to attach. The problem, the suffering comes when we attach to the state, because we always want to feel good and we never want to feel bad. But you're always going to feel good and you're always going to feel bad. So if we can allow it to not happen to us, not even happen for us, but just happen through us and let it move and just know that it is going to move. So energies, and I talk about energies in a blanket term a lot because whatever we're talking about, whether it's entities, whether it's experiences, whether it's people, whether it's emotions, everything is energy. So if it's a rotten person, it's heavy energy. If it's an entity, well, it's an energy, right? If it's whatever it is, and in energy, there is only heavy and there is light. There are trickster energies, there are heavy energies around the place, and they will, if they get the chance, hang on to you. Why? Not to make your life miserable, not to take you over. It's not like The Exorcist or anything like that. They're doing it because they want food. They need to be sustained with something. And what sustains them is your energy. But it's a particular frequency of energy that feeds them. And they are the lower frequencies of fear, of shame, of guilt, of hatred, of anger. I'm not saying it's not okay to be angry. Don't get me wrong. It's totally, being in an angry state and inviting the anger is awesome. It's an amazing way to move energy. Perhaps the word I should use is more resentment. You know, when you're like, your fault, projecting out, and you're letting something fester inside of you without releasing it and processing the anger and owning it, which is totally healthy and totally awesome. Does that make sense? So when we hang out in these lower frequency energies and we go into the mind, because those emotions are not sensations, they are not feelings. Emotions are mind made. They're stories that we continue to do. She did this. Can't believe they did that. Look at that person there. They're judgments on others. They're judgments on ourselves. They're criticisms. But every time we do that and we judge, every time we blame, every time we project, we give some of our power away because we are taking it away from the object and giving it to the subject. There's that thing again. We're putting our energy out there rather than reclaiming and maintaining our energy in here. And when we do that and we put our energy out there, then we become vulnerable. And so these lower frequency energies are magnetic, like all energy is magnetic, like attracts like. So it's the same thing with entities. It's the same thing with energies. Only the highest frequency or higher can be in my energetic field. Any beings and any energies of a lower frequency that are ready to be transformed, welcome. I'm a crystal. And I'm here to assist you to transform, to return back to your true nature, which is the highest frequencies of light and the highest frequencies of love. Because that's who I am. I am the highest frequencies of light and the highest frequencies of love. Even if I'm in a depression, even if I'm in irritation, even if I'm in anger, even if I'm moving through the dark night of the soul, I am the highest frequencies of light and the highest frequencies of love because I am. I am is the name of God. You are God. I am. That is who you are. So if there are any energies in this room, in this field, in this wherever you are, that are not, because you have free will and free nature, ready to be transformed into the highest frequency, then leave now. This is not your place. You can come back when you're ready. I'm here. I'm ready and willing and in service to you. Okay? So, and in that way, if you're moving through something big, you know that you're sealed up, you're safe, and you're protected. Because you've got your guardians, you've got Pachamama, but most importantly, you know the truth of who you are. You're a crystal. You are the highest frequencies of light. You are the highest frequencies of love. You are. I am. What entity is going to be able to attach to that? Nada. No entity can attach to that. It'll be like trying to, but it will just lose its grip. You become like spiritual Teflon. Just slides right off. And even if it does, an energy, a heavy energy comes in, it won't be able to stick around long. And it's also to remember that some of these energies that come to you are like moths to a flame, because you are so bright and you are so light. And the lighter you get and the brighter you get and the more you radiate, guess what? More moths. In human form, in energetic form, they come. Why? Because they want assistance to be transformed. Most of them, once their service to Hucha is complete, because Hucha is in service of Aini. Hucha is in service to Sami. Every heavy energy is in service to the light.